Video from 9 years ago when John Navarez, his now wife, and his brother walked onto land after being stranded in the ocean for 3 days. News4JAX reporter Janice Harris caught up with John today, and Janice is joining us live from Mayport with what he said. Janice?
It was another emotional day for John because this is the boat ramp right behind me where they launched. It was him, his brother, and also his now wife. They left here from Mayport, not knowing they would have to ration food and try to survive by holding on to a cooler for 3 days. Hearing about those two firefighters brought back very vivid memories of when they were surviving in the Atlantic Ocean. This is the actual boat ramp that you launched from?
Yes, ma'am.
It was at this boat ramp where John Navarez, his brother Elias, and his wife Rebecca left for a fishing trip in May 2010. Within hours, a storm came, waves overtook their boat, and they were stranded in the middle of the ocean for 72 hours. Their training in the Navy kicked in, and they clung to a cooler.
The cooler was our life. It had all of our drinks in it. It had everything that we were going to use to survive was in the cooler.
Yeah.
That's all we had.
With the cooler and his brother wearing a bright orange shirt, the three swam to the shipping lane route, hoping a boat would see them. Vessel 10th Frame found them.
Yeah, Coast Guard, this is a vessel 10th Frame. Just picked up 3 survivors out of the water. I wonder if somebody can come out here and get them from me.
Seeing the boat show up out of nowhere, like coming down the shipping lane, getting in front of it, watching him stop, turn off his engines, knowing that he had saw us. The only thing I remember.
This is archive video of the 3 being picked up by the Coast Guard. Today, Navarez's thoughts are with the 2 firemen stranded in the ocean.
Just goosebumps all over my body, remembering all the things we had to do to survive.
Navarez believes Brian McClooney and Justin Walker will survive.
It's all will. If they have the will, they'll buy the time that it takes us to find them. Don't give up.
Yeah.
Don't ever give up.
Never give up are the words that he was saying, and all of this brought back so many emotions for him. He also told me that 3 days after they were rescued, their boat was found in Fernandina Beach, and despite all of the trauma they went through, being stranded at sea for 3 days, they decided that they were going to go back out onto the ocean to go fishing just weeks after they had been rescued. Also tonight, he believes specifically, John believes that because at least one of the firefighters also has training in the Navy just like he did, they will definitely survive. Reporting live from Mayport, Janice Harris, Channel 4, the local station.
And let's go now to News4JAX reporter Janice Harris, who joins us from a boat that's been a part of this search, and she's 20 miles offshore. Janice, what have you seen?
Well, we actually left at around 11 a.m. this morning. It took us a couple of hours to get to the point that we needed to be. First, we traveled out 50 miles east into the Atlantic Ocean, and then we traveled southeast 20 more miles. That was the assignment that was given to Carlos Serrano and his friend Todd. Carlos is operating this boat. This is his private boat. He wanted to volunteer. I asked him why. He said because if this happened to him, he'd want somebody to come out and search for him on the ocean as well. We spent about 3 to 6 hours total, actually probably closer to 5, searching out here in the Atlantic Ocean. We found some debris. There were many emotional moments where we got really excited thinking that maybe we found some type of a sign of something, finding out that it was actually some form of debris. We found a couple of deflated balloons and a couple of bottles as well. But again, he said he's very committed to be out here all day. We're still, as you mentioned, about 20 miles offshore. But this is to give you an idea of what it's like to be out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. You see this view, and as you can see, and as you know, the ocean is just endless. But searching for an individual, it feels very overwhelming when you're out here. It's like looking for a grain of sand at the beach. You feel like there's just so much area to go through to try to find the two individuals. The other thing that we saw while we were on that grid assignment position that we were in, there was another boat about 2 miles away, but it's just so difficult to know exactly how many volunteer boaters are out here committed to this search. But again, we're headed back now. I'll have more on this story for you coming up tonight, this evening at 10 and 11. But again, a very emotional day, feeling a little defeated, not being able to find anything with regard to the two firemen. But this boater and his friend still very hopeful that they will be found. Reporting live from the Atlantic Ocean, Janice Harris, Channel 4, the local station.
Now many are asking, who are these women and why did they do it? News4JAX reporter Janice Harris is looking into who these women are. Janice, you just got a call from a relative about the child and one of the women arrested?
Yeah, she's related to Andrea Ciprian, and she told me that Ciprian is actually related to the 10-year-old boy. Also found out through court records, the other lady that's involved in this, Chastity Christian, she actually was arrested just last month in July for an unrelated crime.
Things are back to normal at Argyle Elementary School after one of their students went missing while walking home Thursday. For 3 hours, an Amber Alert was in effect for the 10-year-old boy, but he was found safe and returned to his grandmother, who has custody of him. As a precaution, students at his school were being offered counseling today.
Just mention to their teachers that they'd like to talk to somebody, and we've got professionals here that will be able to assist them and help them through this trying situation that they dealt with last night.
As things get back to normal for the child, 23-year-old Andrea Ciprian and 25-year-old Chastity Christian are in jail, accused of taking the boy and lying to deputies. This report explains what happened. It says Ciprian has been trying to, quote, entice the victim to come live with her. Investigators were seen at this property on the west side searching the home and a car for the boy. Court records show Ciprian is linked to this property and was given an eviction notice, but family was there when we were trying to get answers. Investigators saw the missing boy's shirt lying on a fence outside the house. The 10-year-old was found inside the home. Even if the child is related to Ciprian, investigators say she could face a kidnapping charge. Crime and safety expert Ken Jefferson explains.
Even a family member, of course, a family member can be charged with it if there are certain circumstances.
We have gone by several known addresses to talk to anyone who knows the women, but no one would talk.
Both women will be back in court tomorrow. Now, as far as Christian, though, she could find herself in more trouble because she was already on probation for a battery charge and an out-of-state warrant. She had currently already made a deal. She's been of probation, which is lasting for 12 months. That crime that she was arrested for, the battery and the out-of-state warrant, that just happened on July 13th. So we'll have to continue following the story to see what will happen if her probation will be revoked because of this most recent incident. Reporting live at Argyle Elementary School, Janice Harris, Channel 4, the local station.